Alright, welcome to a Pyware tutorial. Today we're talking about the Streamdeck. Now, I have my Streamdeck here. I got the 15 button one, and I've got it plugged in. And if you don't know what to do to get your Streamdeck going, you've got to download the software first and then just plug it in. And we're going to talk about how to set it up so that it works with Pyware. But there's something you need to do first. You need to think about the shortcuts that you want for your Streamdeck buttons, and then write them down. Then that way, when you do get to the process of mapping out the Streamdeck using the Streamdeck software, you've got those all in one place. So the very first step you should do is what I'm about to do here with you, and that is to open up Pyware and to go to Utilities, go down here to Shortcut Editor, and this lists all of your hotkeys and your shortcuts right here. So you can see Control and F3, F5, this sort of thing. And then you'll want to make sure that you list those first, because then you don't have to keep going back and forth between it. So what I've done is I've opened up just like a Microsoft Word, Google Drive, whatever. And I'm going to put my shortcuts in here, Pyware shortcuts. So I know that there's some things that I definitely want on my 15 buttons. One, I want a shortcut to save. So save file, obviously is Control S. So I've got that. I want to make sure that I have a button for 1 step, half step, and quarter step resolution. 1 step resolution. I believe I've tried this already, and for whatever reason on my computer, my Alt keys don't really do a whole lot. I can't get Alt 1, Alt 2, Alt 3, and Alt 4 to actually do anything on my computer. I've Googled it. I don't get it. So I'm going to actually change these to something different. So in order to change the hotkey in Pyware, you'll need to create a new set and name it whatever you'd like. I made mine New Set and then hit OK. There we go. When I do that, I can edit and I can make this Control 5. 6, sure. All right, we'll make it 6. And then half step we can make Control 7. Great. Quarter step can make that Control 8. And then 8th step, maybe we'll just do that if I want to use it, Control 9. All right, so I've changed those from the Alt ones to the Control version because I think that will help me. Let's do save, and then I'm just going to test it out. So Control 6. Yep, it changed it to the first step there. So that's good. So now I've got that as my shortcut, and then I'm just going to punch that into my list here. So 1 step res. I'll do Control 6. Half step res. I'll do Control 7. What was the other one? Quarter step. I'll do Control 8. Don't usually need to go too much further, so we'll try to keep it, because I only have 15 buttons. All right, so my resolutions are in there. I'm already 4 buttons down. I did want to do a button for copy and paste. So copy obviously is Control C. Paste is Control V, because I use that quite a bit in my drill writing, copy and paste. So I'm already 6 buttons down. Then I want to do my big 4. So my point tool, my arc, my line, and my curve. So let's go get the things on that. So back up, my shortcut for that was point is Control 1. And if you don't necessarily understand what I'm doing here, you'll see in a second. On the Streamdeck, you've got to pick the button and assign it a hotkey. Arc is Control 3. line is Control 2, and curve, which I imagine is this spline curve, is Control 4. So I have 5 buttons left. That's it. And I want to do the adjuster tool, I think. The adjuster tool, the lasso selection, because I use that a lot. And then I'll do the cut tool, like cutting and gluing. And then visuals editor. And then I want to do the delete, because you have to delete quite a bit. You hit the delete thing and it goes back. And I think that'll be it. I don't use text boxes very much. The resize editing tool is starting to become, I don't know though, I use resize quite a bit. I'll have to come back to it. But essentially those are my 15 buttons, all right? So what is adjuster tool? Let's see. My adjuster tool on here is options, filled shape, tool, adjuster. I don't have one. Oh, okay. So let's create one. Shift 1. There's no thing there, so Shift 1 will work. So Shift 1 is my adjuster tool. Lasso selection. Do I have a lasso selection? Let's see. Lasso selection is F4. F4. Oh, sorry, F4. Cut. Glue. There we go. Knife. F6. Knife. Not cut. Knife. Got to use the terminology. F6 is knife. Visuals editor is, I don't have one. So I need to do, I'll do Shift and then 2. Sure. Shift 2. And then delete, which was just go back, which I believe is just delete the delete key, right? And then it says delete the transition or delete the performer. So we got to save this and make sure that when we do Pyware, anytime we open up Pyware shortcut editor, it uses this new set that we created. Save. All right. So our Pyware is ready to go. Now it's time to do the Streamdeck application to start assigning these shortcuts to our buttons. Let's go. All right. So now we've got our shortcuts here that we want to program, and we've got our Streamdeck ready to go, plugged in. And I created a new set here, a new profile called Pyware. And what you have to make sure to do is you need to make sure that in your Pyware application, that's where you navigate to 3D, so that when you have 3D open, it knows that that's the set of rules that the buttons use to manipulate that specific software. Okay, so 3D, Pyware, it's the thing, so everything should be good. I've got the Pyware profile selected here, and now we're going to begin editing these buttons. Okay, so the very first one I want to do is I'm going to do the save one. I'm just going to do them in order, because I think when you get to it, you can still just move them around how you want it. So I'm just going to pop them in, and then I'll go from there to figure out kind of what order I want to be. So I'm going to go multi-action button, drag that onto that thing from the side, and I'm just going to call this save. Save, font looks good to me. And then on this side down here, you're going to go down here to System and Hotkey. Drag the hotkey on there. Now it says Observing Keystroke. So when you click here, just do the keystroke that you want to do. So Control S. Okay, and now you've got Save. And the default kind of looks like this. It's got just a couple diamonds kind of on there. But I went kind of another level and got a little disk image from Google Images. It looks like this, a little disk, and put it on my desktop. So I'm going to assign that. So here's how you do that. You click in here, and let's go back. So now we've got that. You click right here in this corner, and and then you go down here and you can say set from a file, an icon. And so I just found that from my desktop, and now I got a little disk on there. So that looks kind of cool. So now I've got a save, and I've got a little disk on there. Kind of cool. Now the other ones, Pyware actually provides these little PNG files within Pyware that you can use for this. So I'll show you how to get there. So next we did our 1-step, half-step, and quarter-step resolutions. This is why I think it's good to do all the hotkeys first, and to make sure that all of this is set, so that when you come into this bit, you don't have to go back and forth. All right, so here we go. I'm going to do a random action. Go down to the bottom, hotkey. I'm going to call this 1-step. And I'm going to click to observe a keystroke, and we said that that was Control 6. So click Control 6. There you go back, and now you've got that on there, one action, and I'm going to change this to be the little one logo that's usually in Pyware. So you click here in the little corner, set from file, and we got to navigate to where Pyware is. So Pyware is in Windows computer, is probably in Windows C drive and program files, but in Mac you probably go to like applications and find the Pyware folder. So Pyware folder is right here, 11.3. Then you go to lib, like library, images, and you can see they've already provided all these little perfectly sized images here. I think they use them for when they're in the little toolbar, but they also work for this really well. Now the one is a bit way down. You can see the quarter one. We'll do that in a second. But 16th one is here. Whole step. Open, and there you go. Okay, so I'm going to continue this on and just assign these and get them in, and then we can move them around. If you notice, you can just swap them like this, and we can figure out what way we want to put them later. All right, random action, hotkey. Let's do the half step. So I'll go half step. Not that I don't think that even matters too much. Half step was Control 7. So now's the point in the video, if you're like, good, Hulse, I got it, you're probably leaving and going to do your thing. But I'll continue on and do the rest. Maybe I'll speed it up at some point so that it just goes quick. Okay, half-step resolution, okay. Moving on, multi-action or random action, hotkey, quarter step, and we did quarter step at Control 8. Good, go back. Set from file, and it nicely always goes back to the folder for you. And this was quarter step, so we need to keep going. There we go. Quarter step resolution, great. Random action, hotkey. Next one we're going to do is copy. And then that's going to be Control C. Oh, that was Shift C. Control C. Let me call this copy. And maybe we can pick a different one for copy. What does the Streamdeck give us? We can do copy. Let's see. Default light. Anything on here that looks like copy? Copy. Ooh, I like that. There's a little cut one. Can do cut. Is there a little paste one? No, I don't know. But I'll use the little scissors. Copy. Yeah, it looks good. This one, random action. Hotkey. And then, of course, this will be paste. Control V. So that hotkey is in. Let's call it paste. And then Streamdeck library. See if there's a good little paste one. That can kind of look like paste. Sure. Or you could do an arrow down, paste it, put it down. That could look like paste too. Yeah, that's fine. I'll pick that one. Paste. Good. So now we're almost done. We're close to halfway through. Okay. Random action. Hotkey. And then this is going to be the point tool. Okay. So let's do point. Click to assign. Point tool is going to be Control 1. That was Shift 1, Halls. What are you doing? All right, Control 1. That's the hotkey. Boom. Set from file. The point looks like a little. It looks like a little dot tool. So let's see. Dot tool just has a little dot on it. I think it's point, so it's gonna be a little bit closer to the bottom, right? P. They're in alphabetical order. P, point tool, there we go. Boom. So there's the point tool. We want the arc. Random action, hotkey, arc. Click to assign. We said arc was Control 3. Go back. Gonna set from file. And then arc tools right there. Great. I'm actually going to title this arc because I like having the little words underneath it. Point. There we go. Point, arc, random action, hotkey, and then let's see, curve, which I said, oh, line, Control 2. Go back, title it line, go pick up the thing, set from file. Line tool right there. Boom. Nailed it. There we go. And then random action. Hotkey. We want curve. Curve was Control 4. And curve would be set from file. And have a bunch of squiggles, the squiggly on it. Curve tool. There you are. I'm going to call that curve so you can see that. Because those are my big four. And the big four I need to have, definitely. I think I'm going to do copy down here anyway. All right, cool. And then the next one, we want adjuster tool. Put the adjuster tool up there. Because I use it, but I don't use it every time. Random action, hotkey. Adjuster tool was Shift 1. Now I know there's probably a whole next level to this, and I'll get people that like jump on here and say, well, you could also do the line tool, but then it clicks curve path or something like that. So I may, do a follow-up video later, but this is definitely a great place to start. This is adjuster tool. So set from file, adjuster's got to be right close to the top, doesn't it? There it is. And I'm using the dark ones. Adjuster. I'll do Edge tool. Yep, love that. That looks great. And these are all starting to look really good on the Streamdeck. If you look, they're all popping up here, ready to go. Love that. I might actually do this and this because I like always having those in kind of that order. And then these other 4 buttons will be my last one. So the lasso selection. Sure, we can do that here. Random action, hotkey, lasso selection would be F4. How do I do F4? Is it just going to do it? Oh, great, it does it. You can tell I don't use shortcuts very often. Set from file, lasso selection, so LHIJKL, lasso selection tool dark. And then I'm going to call that lasso. Great. This one, random action, hotkey, click to assign. Knife tool is going to be F6. Okay, go back, call it knife. And it doesn't really bug me too much to just have one button for knife, because when you get in there, if you want to switch it to glue, you just click to glue, so that doesn't bug me. I don't need two buttons, one for knife, one for glue. Knife, H-I-J-K. There it is. Call it knife. Good. And then visuals editor, I'm going to put in this corner. Random action. Hotkey. Visual editor is going to be Shift 2. We're going to find that icon, set from file. Visual editor is going to be towards the bottom. TUV, visuals tool. Open. I'll put visuals. And then the final one here, random action, hotkey. I'm going to do delete. That is that button, delete. Call it delete. Set from file. I don't know if there is one for delete. Is there one for delete? Console. May have to just make one up for delete, to be honest with you. Yeah, there isn't necessarily a delete icon. So let's see. What could we use? We could use... yeah, it's wasting time, isn't it? Let me just pick one. Let's see what the Streamdeck library has. Maybe they got something cool. Delete. Trash. Love it. Boom. Delete that idea. All right. Now, since I use delete quite a bit, I'm going to put it up here. Put that there. Put this here. Put that there. I think this is a good... This would be a good working thing. I might do this, then this, do this, and then this. I think those two, because you're constantly clicking to change your selection tool and that sort of thing. So I think that's good. All right, let's go to Pyware and let's try out all our shortcuts. All right, we are back in Pyware. I'm just going to do this first. I'm going to set up some page tabs and we'll see if we can, just see how this works. So my Streamdeck is going. I've got all my presets that I just programmed into it. I'm going to make sure of one thing, just to make sure as I reopen Pyware, when I go to Utilities and Shortcut Editor, it's using that new set that I created that gave me some of those options to edit my shortcuts. So it's using the new set. I've got my Streamdeck ready to go, and I'm going to test all my buttons here. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to press I'm going to try out my big four. My point tool. Yep, I pressed my point button, and it looks like we've got some points. Great. Tool works great. There we go. Accept. Awesome. Selection. Let me try my lasso selection. Press the button, and now I've got my lasso selection tool, which is great. All right, so we'll do that again. Let me go to page 2. We'll make this a line. Why not? Good. Clear it. Looks like everything's running smooth. This is running fairly quickly, which is great. Accept. Okay. Oh, that's maybe one that I want to do is do the play button. Yeah, I might want to do that. Is add the play button in. All right. Let's just do this anyway. I don't like what I just wrote, so I'm gonna go delete. Yep, my delete button worked. And I may even want to do undo, or undo and redo. It's okay. All right, let's keep going. I'm going to switch to a quarter step resolution. Press the button, and it went to quarter step, which was great. Curve. My curve button. Oh. Oh, I gotta select something first. Nice. Thought my curve button didn't work there for a second, but it does. Let's just do this. So just kind of pick the right people to go to the right spots. Looks great. Excellent. Things are moving. We'll do line. Select these guys. Line tool. Oh yeah, we already found out line tool. We're going to go to half-step resolution. My half-step resolution button works, which is great. Awesome. Quarter step, test that out, works. 1 step, test that out, works. Let's copy this form. Let's paste it right here. Yep, copy and paste works. Great. We'll go to set 3. Select these guys, adjuster tool. Yep, adjuster tool works. But again, as I get into it and just check out my Visuals Editor button works and my save button works. Cool, so everything works the way I want it to, but I might want to do my play button. I think I'm going to switch that so that I can play the animation by pressing a button. So in review, the best thing to do is create that new set of shortcuts, edit some things so that you got it, type them up as you go for 15 or if it's 24 for the other one, the bigger Stream Deck, and have those ready. Get out of Pyware, move into your Stream Deck software so you can easily map things out and have it all just kind of done one program at a time, not trying to switch back and forth and that sort of thing. And that way you can have everything mapped out the way you want it and get it to work for you quickly. I hope this video has been helpful for you. I'm going to go back and switch some of my things now that I've gotten into Pyware and I've been playing with it. But hopefully you'll do the same and it'll evolve over time, your different keys and different buttons. Take care.